And thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us. My name is Isaiah Daws, Annuity Sales Director here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, and I'm joined by Brian Maschka, Vice President of Annuity Sales over at Revol One Financial. We've got some fantastic information that we're really excited to share with you today about their new AccumRev product. Before we get started with all of that, we're going to be going over some things here about why people love doing business with us at IMES. Remember, if at any time throughout the presentation you have a question, go ahead and pop it into that questions box. You don't necessarily have to wait till the end, but we'll be sure to get all of those questions answered for you. We'll also have 3 poll questions here for you today, so please be sure to participate in those as it's always valuable for us to have that kind of feedback and information on things that pique your interest throughout the webinar today. So just remember, whenever you call us over to us here at IMES, you're always going to get a live person on the phone. You'll never have to deal with dial by name directory, and that's just one of the ways that we kick off our best-in-class customer service, making sure that we're answering that phone with somebody. It might be the person that you're calling for, but if not, we'll be sure to get you transferred over right away and get you taken care of there. So, getting right into it. A few reasons why agents love working with us here, starting off with our new producer builders program. This is for those of you who are new to IMES. These bonuses are available based on your production level in your first 180 days of contracting with us. We do have different levels that you can qualify at, and as you can see within each of those levels, there's a variety of different things that you can choose from. We got business building tools, personal perks, even cash rewards available. So if you'd like to know where you stand towards your new producer builder, or if you want to have a conversation about how to reach that next level, just give us a call here. We'll be happy to chat with you about that. Another business builders program that we provide all of our agents here is our referred producer program. There are some advisors on the call with us here today that have already taken advantage of this, but our business on the wholesale side of the industry is very similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we can ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued producers. That's exactly why we want to make it worth your time to refer a producer with us. When you refer a producer and they get contracted, we're going to cut you a $50 thank you check. But really, where the real money comes in is as that referral writes business, you're going to receive an override on all of that business. Our ownership team, Charles, Steve, Curtis, and Chris, they sign checks for thousands of dollars every quarter for those referrals. And if you can think of anyone that would benefit from doing business with our team, please just type their information into that questions box, or you can shoot us an email with their information. We'd love to get in contact with them and get them on board over here. Below the referred producer program is our marketing reimbursement program, and this is definitely our most popular business builders program that we have over here. For every $100,000 of FIA premium, you're going to get $100 in your marketing reimbursement account. And why this is so popular for our advisors is that we truly do consider this to be your money. So you have the flexibility on the services, when and who you can use these funds with. It's your marketing reimbursement, so we don't tell you the vendors that you have to use. We will make recommendations for vendors that we partner with and leverage reduced rates and preferred service, but you can certainly use that money for whatever it is you see fit. We do also have our in-house creative team here to create a marketing strategy for you and provide in-house services. So if you'd like to know how much is in your marketing reimbursement account, or have a conversation about how to utilize it, you can just give your sales director a call and we'd be happy to speak with you about that. Next up, our back office support team. This is just another way that we add value to your business and is a core value of how IMES was founded 40 years ago. We want to help the independent advisor work smarter, not harder. And we're going to do that with our business building tools, our resources, and of course, our advanced case design assistance. We assist with life and annuity quotes. We'll get those out to you within 24 hours, but really you're going to receive them much quicker, usually within the hour. Submission to commission support is handled by our new business teams. Mackenzie heads up the annuity team, and Michelle heads up the life side. And they have fantastic teams who work tirelessly every day to help you get commission quicker. And we're also going to scrub your applications, submit them on your behalf, and do the administrative tracking to get you updates on those cases as needed. We just do this to ensure that you get commissioned again as quickly as possible. And it's a service that we provide to all of our valued producers in a way that we help you grow your business by keeping you in front of clients and letting our team handle that back office support for you. Next up, our IMS website. This is a really great tool for our producers to use, and another reason to work with us over here at IMS. Once you are contracted, you're going to have full access to everything you see on this slide. And really, there's a whole lot more at imsinc.com. So if you haven't registered for our website, it's very simple to do so when we're wrapped up with this call. Go ahead and create an account. We'd love to see you on there. There's a lot of great resources that are available to you, including illustration tools, online forums, product grids, news, and industry updates. That's all available for you on imzinc.com. E-app solutions. So, as I'm sure everyone knows, technology is where the business is heading, and Luma is our newest partnership to help streamline that application process. Most of our carriers are now on our Luma Firelight E platform, so you can go onto one site to submit your business. Some carriers are going to e-app only for some of their product lines, and will also offer extra comp for utilizing the e-app platform. So, be sure to ask your sales director before you submit a paper app, because you can earn extra money by just completing and submitting it through that e-app portal. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a full in-house creative team here. We have turnkey items available out there for you, and many of our sales resources are white labeled, so we can simply impose your contact information and your business logos on it. Speaking of logos, if you haven't created a fully customized brand for your agency, we can certainly help with that through our agency solution program. Name recognition obviously grows your natural market organically. So, digital marketing solutions are a very popular topic around here at IMS. We can help you with websites, social media marketing, email marketing, and a whole lot more. The internet and social media sites are where the overwhelming majority of prospects go to for information. So, just making sure you are accessible and represented in those marketing lanes is very beneficial to growing your business. So, you can reach out to your sales director after the webinar to talk about how you can access the IMS creative team, and we can certainly get that ball rolling for you. We do also offer a complimentary marketing analysis for agents who are looking to explore new sales ideas or marketing programs. And whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned producer, this is a free assessment that can help you boost your business with insights on your website, digital presence, branding, and current marketing activities, as well as getting some recommendations on trusted vendors for everything from lead generation to seminars and social content. So, again, please reach out to your sales director to get that process started if you haven't recently done a marketing analysis with us. Next, I want to talk about our IMS Wealth Management. This is our sister company. They're our RIA that we started about 10 years ago. There's two different divisions to this. Obviously, for those of you that have your Series 65, you can utilize the IMS Wealth Management team to help you service those assets under management and kind of help you manage that business a little bit more efficiently and handle some of the back office support for you on that side. But for those of you that don't have your securities license, maybe you don't want to or haven't really given it much consideration, we wanted to make sure that you have a solution for your clients on that side of the business as well. So that's where we created our uh, client direct program. So basically, you can refer your clients over to our wealth management team to assist with the security portion of the sale while you handle the insurance side. The way you kind of think about this is, say you're going into a home for an annuity sale, maybe they have 500,000, but maybe only 300,000 of that is suitable for an annuity. If you aren't doing something else with that $200,000, you're leaving the door open for another advisor to come in and potentially steal that client for you. So we wanted to make sure we had a solution for you with our IMS Wealth Management team. Um, I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll here, our first one. If you're interested in getting some more information on how to connect with our wealth management team, please go ahead and respond to that there. I know we actually had one advisor that was working with our wealth management team, and while he was studying for his Series 65, by the time he had passed his exam, he had about 8 million in assets under management, and that was all transferred over to him once he got that 65. So again, we just wanted to make sure we had a solution for you on all sides of the business there. So going to go ahead and leave that poll open for some people to get some responses in there, and we'll certainly be reaching out to you with some more information on our IMS Wealth Management team if you're interested. We'll go ahead and leave that up here for a few more seconds. All righty. Thank you to those who participated there. Next, I'm going to talk about our life and annuity academies. We do about 4 or 5 of these a year at our home office here in Omaha. We actually have one coming up starting tomorrow, running through Friday. So it's a 2-day workshop, bring out about 30 to 35 of our agents. And it's not necessarily life insurance 101 or annuities 101. So if you're brand new to the industry, this may not be for you, but we do cover a variety of topics, very much in depth, things from sales strategies from some of our top producers that they've found to be successful, marketing strategies from some of our vendor partners that we leverage strong relationships with, as well as presentations from a couple of our carrier partners, giving updates on their products and service levels. So, again, going to launch our second poll here. If you're interested in more information on potentially coming out to a life and annuity academy later on this year, definitely go ahead and respond to that poll there. I know what a lot of people find to be the most valuable thing from these events is being able to network and have those conversations with other producers in the industry that are really trying to do the same things that you are, as far as growing their business, being more efficient, getting in front of more prospects, and just having more success overall, while not necessarily um, adding stress or adding things to your plate. So again, go ahead and get those responses in there while that poll is up, and we'll be sure to keep you in mind for our next Academy event after this one. Give that a few more seconds there. Appreciate those of you who have responded so far. All righty. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Brian Maschka with Revel One Financial. Brian, I'll go ahead and make you a presenter here so you can share your screen.
Okay, Isaiah, I think I should have my first slide pulled up there. Your
Yep,
annuity your way by Revol One. So that's kind of
perfect.
our mantra lately. Isaiah was kind enough to have me on as a guest today, so I urge you to, after listening to this, just reach back out to Isaiah. He recently made a trip to our world headquarters there in Des Moines, Iowa, and so he's really in tune with what we're doing here at Revol One. So I think it was worth the trip out, but you'll have to call him and ask him all about it. So the good news here is I have 7 slides today, and 2 of those slides are filled up with compliance stuff. So we don't have much to cover here. We like to keep things pretty simple and pretty easy at Revol One, and we continue just to be really, really efficient. So if you haven't tried us yet, I urge you to get contracted. That'll be the first test, and that contracting should probably take less than 24 to 48 hours. If it takes longer than that, then you should probably be calling Isaiah and saying, hey, where are we on the contracting? Um, and then after that, once you submit your first piece of business, you will be shocked as to how quickly and fast we are to process business. We are an electronic application business, and it seems to really, really help the field just be super efficient and not forget anything and cross all the T's and dot all the I's. So that's kind of our first value add, is just the efficiency and the uh, ad, agile business model that we have. So you will be impressed with that uh, first and foremost. The next thing is just the simplicity of our products. We have many, many products that will fit your client's needs. And let's see if I can get the screen moving there. There it is. You will see that we've got pretty much all the direction that you would need to go with your client covered. We've got a direct growth MIGA. We have a MIGA, which we're not going to cover any of these here today at the top. There's a Endurus 10 income FIA as well. So we do have an income solution. That MIGA, if I back up to that just real quick, that's kind of a nice mix between the MIGA and an FIA. So the mantra there is 4 is the floor, and then you get a participation rate in the S&P. So if that's of interest to you, get a hold of Isaiah. He knows all about it. It's kind of different, and we are different for having that. The two pieces that we're going to talk about today, really, if we cover one, you'll know the other one very quickly and easily. The one piece we're going to cover today is the AccumRev FIA. We also have the very same thing, just with a bonus. So think of it this way. You want to offer your clients a very strong cap and a very strong S&P on the S&P, a very strong participation rate. And you don't need a lot of bells and whistles for this client. But one of your concerns is that you've seen renewal rates and what's happened to renewal rates in the industry. This is going to be a perfect solution for you, that you don't have to worry about renewal rates and or come back to your client and have egg on your face. Okay, so we're going to cover that. Also, you're going to be able to set automatic lock-ins of the index crediting. So that's kind of a cool feature that helps you kind of guide your clients through, here's what we think a fixed indexed annuity does, and here's where we can kind of put a range so that if it does hit this range, you will get that credited to you. So it's really a neat idea, and we can do all of this without any fees. Now, the bonus product, we take all those things I just mentioned and add a bonus to it. We have one bonus that's at 16%, and we have another bonus that's at 22%. That one comes with a fee. But you'll also notice with the fee, you have higher caps, you have higher participation rates, higher fixed rates, and you also have higher liquidity along with the higher bonus. So let's get to it here. Let's just jump right into the AccumRev. That's the only one we're going to cover today. Again, this is for your clients where you want a guaranteed cap rate index strategy. We have these options in there that when you get into the contract, you're going to want to put a little money into the guaranteed cap rate. That cap rate will not change. It will not move during the, well, some of them are during the time of the surrender charge period. So we'll take a look at that. We've also recently just added the S&P 500 intraday. So again, back to this idea of simplicity, our two choices in this contract are S&P 500 or the S&P 500 intraday TCA index. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And then of course, we're going to cover these flexible lock-in options. So let's start with the guaranteed cap. I will just jump right to the 7-year with a 1-year point to point with a 7-year guaranteed cap. Now, what does that mean to you? That means each and every year you're going to have an opportunity to make money, but you will not have to worry about this 10% cap changing. That 10% excuse me, the 10% cap stays the same the entire 7 years. See, I just get so excited talking about it that I can't even make words. This has probably been the most popular option or choice within this AccumRev product. I know Isaiah's made phone calls out on this. Imes continues to make phone calls out on this, just telling this story of, hey, are you tired of renewal rates going down? And if so, let's choose a product where the cap rate doesn't move. Now, this one is happened to be guaranteed for the 7 years. There is a 5-year guaranteed cap rate on the 5-year. That's at 9.5. And then that 5-year guaranteed cap rate is also available on our 10-year. But imagine this, it just goes halfway through the contract or the surrender charge period. And then you're able to reallocate or move that money into any of these other choices if you want, or you can stay with it and start another 5-year period. So that's kind of the key to this is that, excuse me, you're able to put money in at the beginning, and that would be the key if you want to get into these guaranteed caps. You're not going to move money in and out during that guaranteed cap period. So it's either a 5-year or a 7-year guaranteed cap period. I also just always point out that there are some very strong fixed rates in this. I know when we start talking about fixed indexed annuities, everybody likes to talk about the indexes. Well, there's some very good fixed rates within that are guaranteed for just 1 year. The other story that I love and is often overlooked are our par rates. And the reason why I bring up the par rates is because after this, we're going to cover the automatic lock in on the indexing. So we'll get to that in just a second. That only applies to our participation rates. But this story right here, again, back to simplicity, is very easy to say, look, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're familiar with the S&P. Yeah, I see it on the TV every day. Heck, I can even pull it up on my phone, right? It's right there. But if you watch the S&P and if you pay attention to that, in 1 year's time, whatever the S&P does, you will receive 50% of whatever the S&P does. Again, another easy story where we're not talking about volatility control indexes and we're not talking about the next best thing that may or may not pan out. We're just saying, hey, the gold standard in the industry, which is S&P, you're going to use that and look at that and track with that. And you know, at the end of at the anniversary, you have the potential to receive 50% of whatever the S&P does with no downside risk. That is a good story to tell. The other one that I want to touch on is this 1-year point to point with par rate after 10. After 10. That's the important part. Our actuaries did some numbers and looked at the history of the S&P over the last 100 years. And actually, they looked at it at the last 10 years as well. But over the last 10 years, the S&P has had double-digit returns 50% of the time, over 50% of the time. And so that leads you to believe, when the S&P goes up, it goes up big. And how do you capture that upside potential? Well, we think that this after 10 participation rate is a really good way to do that. So an example might be a 20% return, the difference between 10 and 20, because remember, it's the return after 10%. So that's 10% difference. You would receive, if sticking with the 7-year, 125%. So I guess that would be, oh man, math here, right? 12.5% is what would be returned to the client. So that's a pretty exciting return. Now you can do the same thing after 5% as well. You can see the participation rate is just a little bit different. So all of these that I mentioned right here are all 1 year point to point. Notice we've done away with the 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, where you have to sit and wait to find out what your return is. And then we just repeated the same thing with the S&P 500 dynamic intraday TCA. We think that this is a powerful, easy story to tell that your clients have the best opportunity to get some accumulation going in their fixed indexed annuity. Now, I mentioned the automatic locks. Let's touch on that real quick. Here's an example of an automatic lock. You can also do it manually as well. But the automatic lock, remember, this only applies to the participation rate. You really don't need it on a cap rate. The participation rate, you can, or excuse me, you can go to the client, and this is more of a service type idea where you are aware of what's happening with the client and their fixed indexed annuity. You're keeping watch of what's going on with their returns, and you're able to say, look, we don't want to be greedy here, but we would like to lock in as much as we can on the high side. And so in this example, we set an auto upper lock threshold of 10%. And we talked about doing this in, say, month 9. So you'll notice that in month 9, it's not quite at 10%. That is this point probably right here. This little colored bar represents that you decided to put this automatic lock in there. Now, what's going to happen is that's going to sit there. And in this case, wouldn't you know, in month 11, right here, it hits that 10% and it locks in. Now notice, it can go down, it can go up, but at the end of the anniversary, that 10% is going to be locked in. I think that's really powerful when you're maybe doing some bucket strategies and you're trying to make sure that some of these buckets that you've created hit and or maintain some type of return that you've preset. Okay, now you can also do it on the lower end too. And I don't know if this is my age or my conservatism showing through, but I kind of think about this as like a stop loss. So this one is just what we've covered, just in the reverse order. Again, you can only do it on the participation rates, don't need it on the cap, but you can go to the customer and say, you know, we really kind of discussed these returns on the FIAs, and we felt comfortable that an 8% return with this bucket of money is really actually pretty good. And we wouldn't be discouraged with an 8% return when we have absolutely no downside risk. So again, in month 9 there, we've taken some action and we've set an automatic lock that is at 9%. You see in month 10 there, it does indeed hit that because see, it was higher in month 9. It does drop in the 10th month to a 9%, and it locks in. Now again, this chart shows that it does go up and then it does go down, but at least you know that you've locked in, excuse me, I said 9%, I meant 8%. So now you've known that this strategy is going to return you 8% because it's touched or moved through that. I think it's really a great feature to have. It's a way that you can service your clients and really look like a superstar that you're keeping track of their monies for them. And this is at no cost. Okay, so those are my slides. That's the AccumRev product. It is absolutely being sold left and right. IMS is having a great time with it. If you need to know more about this, we do not put our products, our rate sheets, any of that information behind closed doors. We don't gatekeep any of that. That's my kids told me to say that. I guess that's the new lingo, gatekeeping. So scan this code while it's up here, and you'll be put to our landing page. Click the financial professional, and it asks you, are you a financial professional? You will respond yes, and then you will get into all the brochures, all the rate sheets, everything you need to look at this product and learn more about it. Now, I will warn you that you will want to get contracted. Again, that's the first test, 24 to 48 hours. Make sure and hold Isaiah to that. He can turn around and bug me and call me and say, hey, how come this isn't going through? But we'll get it done. Want to get product training done. So that is the important part, is get the product training done before you write this product. And you've got to be a contracted licensed agent with us to do that. So with that, consider AccumRev for the next person that you come across that wants market-like returns with no downside risk, and you're tired of explaining renewal rates. You've got a great you've got a great rate at 10% on the 7-year that doesn't move the entire time, and you have the opportunity for participation rates where you can lock in your gains. So with that, compliance says hello. Consider Revol 1 for your next client meeting. And Isaiah, I guess I turn it back over to you to say some final words. Thanks for
Yeah,
having us on, buddy.
yeah, thanks, Brian. I do have one question that came in here. So, somebody's asking, are the par rates guaranteed for the 5, 7, and 10 years in the 1 year point to point?
Yeah, good question. Let's see, I stopped sharing my screen there. I could go back, but they are guaranteed just for that 1 year. So each and every year, those can and possibly be reset now, or changed, I guess I should say. Um, we don't have a very long track record. It's like 1 year, but we have not changed renewal rates. So that really feels good to me that we haven't done that. That's not to say that's going to continue. And I know that's way too short of a time frame, but we've done a good job of keeping renewal rates. Okay.
The other thing I'm going to do here is launch our final poll. Um, And then one thing, Brian, so if you're interested in getting appointment paperwork for Revol 1, so you can add that AccumRev product to your portfolio, please go ahead and respond to that poll there. Even if you respond no, a no is better than no response at all. But go ahead and get your responses in. Brian, I did want to see if you wanted to touch base on the comp bonus special that Revol 1 has going right now. If you just kind of wanted to share some information on that.
Yes, I did. And forgive me, that just wasn't in the PowerPoint presentation. I had a separate PDF pulled up and I didn't switch my screen. So, but that's okay. It's so simple, so easy. You don't need a visual on it. Um, right now, we're running a 1% extra comp during the summer months. So I would say that time frame is May 1st to June 30th. So anything that's written between those time frames that's dated, signed, you'll get an extra 1%. So that's to any and all levels. We don't care if you're street level, below street level, above street level, you're going to get an extra 1% comp. And also in other news, I did want to mention anybody that is selling MIGAs, we just increased um, our rates. And so you're looking at like a 6% on our MIGAs, which is, I mean, it's very magical. That 6% is magical. So we're seeing business there as well. And that just happened yesterday, Monday.
Yeah, good deal. Now with that 1% comp bonus, does the business have to go paid before June 30th, or does the app just need to be signed and dated prior to that?
So signed and dated, this is on fixed indexed annuities. I know I mentioned MIGAs, but that was just a side note. This is on FIAs, any business signed and dated between that time. And then on the transfers, I think we give you until the end of July. Okay, so that money can
Okay.
come over and then you'll get that extra 1%. And I do have a flyer on it, Isaiah, that I can email to you. That way
Hmm.
you can share it with the crew here or with the group.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Brian. I'll go ahead and wrap up this poll here. Then just a couple of closing remarks here. This is our Facebook and LinkedIn links there. We would love to see you connect with us on our social media pages there. We're always posting industry updates, IMS updates, any kind of news, as well as new products and things like that that are rolling out, such as this Revol One product. So definitely connect with us on there to stay in the loop on any kind of new happenings and things that are going on. And then lastly, if you have any questions or anything about today's presentation, there's our phone number and our website. Please don't hesitate to give us a call if there's anything that we can do to add some value to you there. And definitely check out the IMS Inc. website, as there's countless valuable things for you to utilize through our website. So thanks again, Brian, for taking some time to join us and giving this presentation today. And thank you to everybody who hopped on the call. And hope you all have a great rest of your day and great rest of the week.